Okay, everybody, welcome to Aerodrome episode 5, Folly of Nations Community Chat. Now, here we have a retrospective of the entire Aerodrome tournament, as well as the thrilling final installment. And first off, congratulations to the Crimson Rhino Riders on their victory in this tournament. Yes, Hillerton, Phelan, congratulations, guys.
Congrats.
Thanks.
So, guys, tell me, you guys were undefeated. You just came through like a steamroller. What would you attribute that to?
No,
Well,
it's
a
hard
lot
to
of
say.
teamwork. Hey, you
You
go
go.
ahead.
After you. Ellison, go.
Yeah, we did a lot of teamwork practice to start with, and a lot of communication all the time. So
Mm-hmm.
I think
mean,
that was the biggest one.
You had very good kind of positioning. You were always in the right place at the right time, I found.
Yeah, lots of formation flying or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm. I found your build as triple pyramidians. You used a galleon once on Desert Scrap, I believe. But otherwise,
Yeah.
it was just purely pyramidians. Yes, this is a thorny issue that was being discussed earlier. But do you think that pyramidians, they're a very powerful build in Capture Point, aren't they?
Yes, for sure, because they bring a lot of punch and they're quick. So that was what we're looking for. And the Pyramidian, we had the best combination because a Blenderfish or something is really fast too, but it can't kill that quick. And to get the points, we have to capture quick, and therefore there are no enemies allowed at all, and we have to kill them first. And a Pyramidian does that really well.
Right, speed and fast killing power, brilliant.
Yeah, and you also have these forward-facing guns who can charge in guns blazing, which is very important when you try to capture points there, as you want the enemy off methodically.
I just wanted to talk a bit about that final game. Zill, you made some great use of that squid there, just kind of ducking and diving around, trying to hide in little corners and stuff.
Yeah, it's at that stage, it was pretty much all I could do.
Mm-hmm. And of course, you actually won Desert Scrap. I think it was against the Juicy Gents using that squid. I mean, you just got to that point straight away.
Yeah, fun fact with that, that was actually the wrong build. I was supposed to have a Carronade and Banshee on it. So, in the beginning, they didn't have a galleon, and then I switched it, and then they changed back, and then I didn't take it. And then I got on the point, I was flying around, I was like, that's a Gatling on the front, isn't it? And I was like, I have the wrong build. Yeah, I made that one work. I really made that one work.
There we go. Yeah. Well, I found that I was just looking at the stat sheets. I mean, every single game, I mean, the Merry Frauds just took something different. I mean, you had a very varied style as opposed to the kind of Crimson Rhino Riders very set kind of tactic. Was that sort of deliberate, or how did that come about?
Well, the fun fact is that for the first 2 weeks, it was pretty much Scrim in charge of the Merry Thrall team, because I at the time was trying to get a team prepped and ready for regular Saturday Rumbles, but it just wasn't panning out at all. And then we kept getting teams to go into the Aerodrome, so I was like, look, I'm tired of watching you guys flail around. I'm taking control of this. So I took control of it. I came up with some builds. The first week was pretty much okay, let's see how this goes. And we did what we did. And then we were just kind of riding that momentum. After looking at the points that was already accumulated and lost in Anglia-Yesha, it was kind of clear to us that we weren't going to really pull it back on our own, but we made the best of it and we got what we could.
Yeah, you did a good job. Second highest scoring team in the Aerodrome conflict. Yeah, I mean, no shame in losing to the Crimson Rhino Riders, definitely. Anyway,
of course not.
yeah, indeed. And here we have Captain Lockhart and Orangey of the Mercenaries.
Yep.
Yes, so
for gold.
guys, what what was it like kind of playing for a different faction every week?
Well, at first we joined the Aerodrome as Iris, and like you needed to have 3 ships, right? And it was all hush hush for us. Like, and we only, I think we added ourselves maybe 2 days before. So we thought, like, let's just add 1 ship and see where it goes. And then we got put in the Mercenaries, and we got put with most of the Cake Watch people. And well, we just went with it with the mercs and the whole thing, like the kind of role playing thing. I think Lockhart can agree. It's,
Oh yeah, we really appreciate that, by the way.
Yeah, that was kind of our thing. It's well, we mostly saw it like as the story and the whole thing as a silly weekly thing that is just fun to do, like a community thing where teams play together and just have a ton of fun. That I think that was mostly our intention of doing.
I was spewing out quotes and insults at an equal rate. It's glorious.
Fair enough. I
money.
mean, I wanted to comment on how actually organized you guys were in a lot of these matches. I mean, in some of these matches, you actually gave the Crimson Rhino Riders, Merry Frawls and such, you gave them a run for their money, and you got victories over VSS, for example. You guys did pretty well for like this cobbled together kind of group of a ragtag bunch, as it were.
Yeah, especially the first day, I think it was our biggest highlight, because that was the moment where I think it was on Desert Scrap, and
It was the Munker.
it was the Munker, and it just paid off. Like all those mines, and I think it was versus Zil, right? I think
Yeah,
the
it was
first-
Merry Frawls.
I think
Yeah,
Squid
yeah.
ran into a 3 streak of mines. I'm not
Oh.
sure. I swear I saw a 3 streak.
That was a
that
hardcore munker as well. That was like a free mine munker.
Yeah.
yeah. We also had a get mortar, but that didn't get much use.
Who needs it? You've got like 15 mines in
Why-
a cloud. Oh,
Why use a
gosh.
Gat Mortar when you've got mines?
Yeah,
It just
and I
seems
think
better in
we-
every way.
We even hit the opponent more than our own team. So yeah, that was definitely our highlight.
Well, yeah, you always want to hit your opponent more than your own team. That is a good general rule of thumb.
You can
And
never mines. You can never trust the mines.
yeah, yes, indeed. Well, so have you guys got any kind of special standout moments, you guys on the mercenary team in this tournament?
Well, the first was our best moment, I think. Just the most fun. The second one was, I think, versus the Sky Riders, the Sky Rhino Riders. Something like that.
Crimson
And
Rhino
that-
Riders, yeah.
Yeah, the triple Pyramidion, that was just, man, that was insane. We lost so bad in the second day, I think. Yeah, that was just beat down. Very good job with the 3 Pyramidions.
I think
And
my standout. I was
Yeah.
going to say, I think my stand-up moment was on Anglian, and I'm just going to say now, I think it was Zill's annoying squid. Every time it came along and took the point, where it's like, you know what, front guns on Zill, I'm not having this. And it was just, I was so annoyed that game. It's such a good job of harassing that it annoyed me that much. Oh dear.
Don't chase the squid, man. It's like chasing the lizard.
I
You'll
killed
never
it
catch
several
it.
times.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
All right,
but that's
fair
probably
enough.
one of the factors that might have let us down a bit in that game, though. Damn it.
Okay then. So Zill, standout moments for the Merry Frawls in this tournament.
I'm gonna say the squid and the mine junker. Just the fact that I was able to take it and do good work with it. It's fantastic, especially in
yes,
the setting.
there was that one. I think it was against the Gents, wasn't it? When you had a junker with kind of a carronade mine, and the carronade would blend them down into the mine.
Yeah, both of the times, or both the week 3 and week 4, it was Carronade Mines, and then the Artemis Front, I believe.
I hear a Munker meta.
I don't know.
I see a pattern here.
Hey, I've seen Sox fly it well before this, and I was like, you know what? Take that. But I was like, if Regato mines me, I'm gonna be pissed off. And it was the third week I was really surprised at how little he hit me. I don't think he hit me actually. It was just it was hard. It's hard to see the mines everywhere, especially on a squid, because you got half the damn ship blocking your view. But it was fun, and to all the teams that we fought, it was really each week that we won and each week that we played, it was just really exciting, and the wins were just so much sweeter. So
All
good
right.
games.
All right, that's good. I like to hear that. So Phelan and Hillerton, standout moments for the Crimson Rhino Riders.
Grab match was quite interesting because I was on another system and the communication didn't work at all. My team couldn't understand me, and I had only input for Hillerton because we were with Mumble, but Lucy forgot to set up his rig so he can chat to me too. And I got only bits and was lagging like hell, and we still managed to win this, and I was really glad about that. But I had I'm not sure, 100 frames the entire game maybe.
Oh yeah,
You
I'm
mean
waiting on the next
last match,
forum
right?
thread about optimizing rate.
Yeah. But for the games, I really enjoyed this last one because it was challenging. There was a lot of pressure for us and it took us a lot of points to actually win this. But yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot.
I think, the Merry Frauds did a really good job at blocking you guys and just stopping you from getting
Definitely.
as many points as you wanted. But I think it was the lack of kill power, I feel, that I think it didn't quite serve them so well in the end. What do you guys? What do you think?
Yeah, that or the lack of kill power that we had in combination with the fact that I was power pointing a few times. That's never good in a squid. Don't do that.
PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean just charging right for it?
No. Like I would charge in, and then I would be in one point, and then all of a sudden I'd be in another point, and there's a Pyramidion in my face. I rammed a lot of Pyramidions because the game was chugging along.
Okay.
Yeah, I had the same thing. And always
Yeah.
that squid behind you when you were doing it.
Yeah.
Never.
I was really trying, and I was absolutely hitting everything, and I hit boxes. I hate hitboxes.
Okay, so yes, lag was something of a problem in this tournament. Unfortunately,
definitely.
I'm gonna blame the flares. Whoever had a flare on their boat. I even
Flares
think
and
I even think one of my teammates had it, and because I played yesterday just fine, didn't have any lag like that, and then today I'm like, what is going on? And then I see flares everywhere. I'm like, son of a bitch.
I think that was a goldfish.
I know he had one. I thought you guys had one, maybe not. But I didn't think about it until like mid-match, and I was
I
like,
think you Crimson Rhino Riders, you had a few flares actually. I think you had flares on the sides of your pillars. Or am I going mad? Yeah.
Not on mine.
I always have one.
Okay.
I mean, it's really
Why is that?
Well, for me, it's because I used to fly a lot with a sniping galleon, so I like to be able to light up the enemies.
Mhm.
Old habits.
Fair enough.
And now I guess it is to put Sil out of the contest as well.
I
Yeah.
guess it can be good to kind of just like sort of as you're turning to sort of get your front guns on, just pop a few flares on, get a few 10 stacks, It's a nice little kind of addition. It's got also obviously a great arc, so it's very easy to kind of get a flare trifecta if you so desire.
not even
Anyway,
make people do that.
flare trifecta, new meta.
well, it's kind of nice because it has such a long reload. So those engineers that like to sit on it, they won't because they can't shoot.
Yeah, they'll actually like repair the hull or the engines or something.
Novel concepts.
yeah. Okay.
And just hitting a heavy weapon with a flare just feels good, You get dropped out of that gun right away. That just feels awesome.
Okay, guys. Well, I'd like to get on to the area of if we were going to have kind of an aerodrome or a capture point tournament again. Do you think you guys would have any sort of suggestions for how we would improve it?
I actually do. I thought it would be great if you get like bonus points if you secure one map and do it in the following week again. So if you hold one of these maps, and that adds to your points in any way. Not sure how you could do that, but I like that. And then the factions could decide themselves which team goes to which map, so that you have to decide whether to hold your map or send the best team to another map to conquer that and prevent the other team from getting more bonus points.
So it'd be like deep role play then. You guys are actually kind of moving across some sort of world map and attacking provinces.
That's a nice
idea.
At
the moment, it's just matches that are set up, and if you don't like the role playing, it's just like the Sunday Rumble. And I like more depth, so that the different teams have to work together actually and plan their strikes.
Oh, okay, interesting. Very interesting.
I like that.
Okay,
The Guns of
We'll
Icarus
probably
edition
take
of
that
Risk.
in.
Yeah, but what I like most about the Aerodrome, and that also adds on it, is that like a lot of these clans now work together instead of against each other. Like it was more of a community event, like all these clans working together and playing together against other teams. So yeah, I could see that work. Like it's even more working together as a community for the greater good, I guess.
Yeah,
The
I
only
would
thing that
definitely
I
want
would
to see that with some more teamwork, because, well, right now we were more or less just flying against anything we were put against. Wouldn't have mattered if it was an angle or not, really. Like, you didn't have this team feeling, or at least I didn't.
Yeah, that's true. Like well, obviously we were Merc, so we weren't aligned with anyone. But yeah, we didn't feel connected with the other teams on our Anglian or Yeisha
Our
teams.
hearts,
So, yeah.
our hearts were with Anglia, though. Our hearts were with Anglia.
As even as you stab them in the back. Oh dear. Well, anyway, yeah. Anyone else kind of got any kind of interesting suggestions?
Well, I've actually got nothing personally to improve on the game because I had an absolutely brilliant time playing it. I would just suggest that make sure we've actually got voice chat in game next time because that was a nightmare. But that was
right. Well, I'll get on to Gabe Newell. I know him. I'll say make sure you don't kind of mess with the Steam servers and Steam voice chat on this day. All right. Good. Right. Thank you. I will get right on. I'll get right on that. Thanks. Anyway,
we don't demand anything but the impossible.
Urs is linking me Gaben at Valve Software. Yeah, I know that. I mean, we're mates. Obviously, I know that. Anyway, anyone else have anything else to add?
I'd love a little bit longer than 30 minutes.
Oh, okay. You feel the time limit being a bit longer.
I realized that it was to keep it from bumping into the Saturday Rumble, it's not Saturday Box Social, rather. But like that first week that we played, and we just won 2 minutes or something before the time limit ended up. I didn't feel rushed at all, but I could only imagine what would have happened if we actually bumped it. It felt short. When he was starting to say it, I was like, really? I didn't even realize it was 30 minutes. I mean, not I don't want 2 hours for the final, but maybe 45 minutes. If possible. I could probably
good capture map can go on ridiculously long.
Well, if we really get a better time.
We saw a lot of one-sided games, especially early on. First week, it was really sort of quick. I think also Desert Scrap, it was always a case of somebody got to the point and they just held it for the full 600, and that was pretty much it, I think, for that map.
But isn't that always what you do on Desert Scrap? It's
I
always
don't know. I mean,
one-sided there.
I've seen games where teams have kind of recaptured the point halfway through, and then they've got to 500, and then the other teams recapped it the last minute. I've seen it go back and forth. I think it's because of the changes they've made to it recently with the faster caps.
It's the changes, because I remember seeing it go back and forth before, but that was when that's when it was, in the thousands of seconds you had to hold it. It's like, this match is going to take forever.
Yeah, because it took so long to cap the point. It was just getting the cap in the first place. It ended up taking forever.
And Aerodrome was originally designed with the old CP style in mind, and so we did the half-hour limit because we figured, well, they're probably going to be going an hour at least because the battles went that long, and so I mean, we're not really necessarily going to try and finish it because we had the cogs coming up and we had to allow time for cogs, and so we figured, okay, we have to allow a certain amount of time for them, a certain amount of time for teams to rest and recoup in between, and so we're just going to have to cut it to half hour. We can't do the full hour matches, even though we'd love to do it.
I'd argue that you shouldn't. I mean, you had a good event going here. You had a good amount of teams show up, and a lot of them were allied with other teams.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to work around as much for the other stuff. I mean, because you have your own thing going here, and it's got you've got one season under your belt, so it coming back, it's definitely going to draw back at least us.
What do you think about Bully Boys? Say if we were going to host Aerodrome again, or a 3v3 capture point, or whatever. I mean, what do you think of us actually participating in our own event? Like, I mean,
you just can't win, or you're going to have somebody going, "Hey."
Yeah, we'd have to play the mercs or something. We'd have to play the bad guys, and I'm thinking about ways to work us into the next event.
Oh, I do like that idea, us being kind of just the mercs and hopping back and forth. And I mean, we wouldn't like be in the final two, but we'd just kind of be around, kind of being
yeah, So that's what we'd have to do. We'd have to pick the role that the mercs are basically portrayed this last Aerodrome and just go in with that. And some of the ideas you guys mentioned were original ideas that were in like the original doc that I had first drawn up for Aerodrome, and I thought about them. I really was planning hard, like really trying to figure out, can this be done? Is it going to work? What are the problems that are going to happen? Because I remember some of the other events. I mean, when you have extra things going on where you have to rely on the teams and the players to talk to each other, that can be really problematic at times. So sometimes they don't talk to each other in the right time, and sometimes they're like, oh, well, we forgot this week or something. So it's like, well, I'd love for everybody to work together and all the communities to sort of like come together and work for one faction or the other, but it's just like it's rough to try and get all that together and get it all working in one little event and try and get everybody on time. And so it's kind of a bit extra overhead, but it was a thought that I was hoping to do. And hopefully maybe the next Aerodrome or whatever event in the future we can probably do that, because that does sound like a really awesome idea and I'd love to do it.
Okay.
Just a question.
Yeah.
Are you gonna plan on introducing other factions? Like there are 7, I think. Like now we had Jesha and Angelian, but maybe the other factions, something nice going on.
Actually, I do have some ideas in mind for Guild versus Arashi, but one of the holdups is that we don't have any maps in the Guild versus Arashi area, and I'd like to have maybe a couple maps, because it's like, well, you can't really have Arashi facing off against the Guild up in the icy areas. It's like, well, there's no ice down there.
Just blame them all on bad navigation.
I didn't even know that this tournament was that deep, like that even the maps fitted in with the lore.
Oh, you didn't notice? Oh, okay.
Sorry, man.
I noticed. I figured
we just painstakingly made trailer videos and storylines each week. It's no big deal or anything.
I was merc.
I really do feel like some of the merc stories though were like you guys. It was like the day of, and you were like, "Shit, put that in the trailer."
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, definitely.
Like, and the mercs, they got paid again, and here they are.
Thing is, we actually haven't been paid at all. We haven't been paid at all. We'd like some money yet, but we haven't got any yet. We're still waiting, still out for hire.
You got paid bullets, and then all you could do is use them.
We did what a
fight. We're the bad guys, so there's your answer.
Yeah, and I thought we took care of that, so we didn't have to pay you.
Mercs are just not the bad guys because they only work for money, and they don't have like a vision or like a goal to destroy.
They're like
money.
They're like neutral. Chaotic neutral. Neutral. The best alignment ever.
Oh yes. We're not evil. We're not.
It got creative trying to make up the event for you guys and try and keep you in the story. Like, why are you switching factions both week? We had to kind of work it out. And we did one, you were getting paid for it. Second time, well, now Yesha's like, hey, you guys did a good job, so we're going to pay you off too, and to kind of stab them in the back. And then finally it's like, well, here comes the Crimson Rhino Riders kicking their butt, and they're pissed at them, so they're kind of like force them to do one thing or another. And And then the thralls come in and do this like a similar thing, saying, "Hey, we want the riders. We don't want you. Tell us where they are, or you're dead," sort of thing. And they're like, Mercenaries like, "Oh yeah, sure. They went that way. We don't care. We're not getting paid for this."
So
I knew-
yes,
I knew we should have
definitely.
scared them more.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, I don't want this community chat to go on like too long. I know Urs will get mad at me, as he always does. So,
And
I
I'm
wanna
always
kind of-
mad.
yeah, and Zill's always mad. He's a very angry man.
I watched some of your
so-
commentary. It was really funny.
Yeah. I called you the grumpy old man of Guns of Icarus once or twice, I think.
I feel like it a lot, so it's okay.
I
really-
still take my spyglass.
That's right.
You young whippersnappers.
Brick, if you wanted to do any closing comments, I do have one little announcement to make.
Oh,
So
okay.
if they want to do that first, and then I'll make it.
Yeah. Yeah. This is where we kind of open it up to the floor here, guys. Anything? Any shout outs? Last minute comments? Anything you feel we've missed? Anyone?
Pay us more gold.
I'll give a shout out to Norwegian Wolf because after today he is going for a year in service of his country, and he was on all the matches, so all those wins I'm wholeheartedly dedicating to him.
All right. Awesome. All right. Our well wishes go out to you, Norwegian Wolf. Okay. Well, I did want to ask one more thing since we're on the subject of Zill. Do you think you'll ever not take the spyglass, Zill?
Nope.
All right. Fair
Oh,
enough.
and Lido got it wrong. You can use a spyglass while you're on the helm. I don't have to get off.
Yeah, you can.
Awesome.
Yeah, you
Yep,
can.
Definitely can.
Okay.
Okay, so
Good
the
man
one thing I
sticking to his
wanted to
principles.
All right. Got it.
the one thing I wanted to announce, and I wanted to include all the Aerodrome teams on, is that the voice actor group that we did for the trailer and stuff, we're going to be probably pulling together all the footage, and we're going to turn it into like a full movie thing for Aerodrome. And we're going to do like a war stories sort of like event for each day, and it's going to be letters from home or letters to home style of a movie. And so I wanted to encourage any of the teams, if you got people that would like to add to that, add either a voice or like maybe write like a letter to home from the day of the event, then we'll merge you in with the voice actor group and we'll start working on that. It's going to be probably like a month or two to get it finished or something, but we're just going to pull all together. It's going to be a huge little thing to kind of put the final closing on the Aerodrome event, or at least this Aerodrome event, and kind of make it something a lot more than what it originally was.
So yeah, just like a real story told through the medium of Guns of Icarus.
Yeah, that's
Man.
very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I don't know.
Okay.
If you
That's why I
have,
like this so much. It's just the whole lore around it. Like instead of just a tournament, it's just so much more. Like with the whole world,
Yeah.
that's so amazing. Good job.
Yeah, and just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the voice actor group for the trailer, I'm going to allow the people that are writing the letters or going to be reading the letters, if they want to write them themselves. I'm just going to tell them the basic general idea where each thing's going to go, and then they're going to go. I'm just going to say, hey, it's your letter, write it. Just put yourself in the role. Like say your friend next to you just got his head blown off by a merc or something. You got to put yourself in that role. Just write it out, and we're just going to pull it together, and we're going to release it later.
Okay,
Nice.
anyone else got anything else to say before we start wrapping things up? No? Okay.
Casters and
I think I have just one more
Oh,
thing.
okay. go on.
One more thing.
And one
That's for
more
last.
thing.
Yep, there we go. I'm standing and
Yeah.
saluting
Here
right
we
now.
go.
Here's our BFS war song. I know
Alright.
Damn it.
many old teams will remember that very well.
I blame Shink for that.
Okay.
Totally Shink's fault.
Thanks,
That
everybody, for
always-
the great event.
Mhm.
No, thank you.
Thank you for hosting it.
Yeah, thanks for hosting and
Thank
planning
you
and
very much.
everything.
You have my
This was
gratitude.
amazing.
So yeah, definitely, I'd like to say thank you to all you teams who participated. I'd like to thank Von Zinkington and Lito for casting with me. I'd like to thank Urs and CE Sports for streaming. Of course, thank you to all the Bully Boys who were refereeing, and especially to Psychonaut as well, who provided some of the music, and everyone else who was involved in the voice acting from all sorts of different clans. And yes, thank you. And of course, thank you to myself, I guess. Anyone else, Gilda?
Griffos for the narratives he did.
Oh, yes.
He did all the narratives. We kind of tweaked them a few times, but all the narratives he did every single week for us for this event.
Yes, and yes, thank you to everyone who contributed to this great event. And also, thank you to Zil for being old school. Never change, friends. And there you have it. This has been the Aerodrome event. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Farewell and bully for you.